You mentioned before the film that you wanted to remain for the screening and refresh your memory. How long has it been since you've seen it last?
I don't remember. Maybe I saw it in my computer some 10 years ago, but on the screen I didn't see after the premiere 40 years ago.
So what is your impression?
Well, I'm a bit ashamed of the work that I made because, you know, it was my second film. And then we grew up together with Aki and, you know, getting better and better.
I'm very interested in this sort of development phase for this. Did Aki come to you with a script and said that I want to do Dostoevsky for my first film? It's like a classic film school trap to step in.
Well, it has... Aki's mother told me once that when Aki was 5, he'll read this book.
Okay. Your first film was Arvotamat, right? For
yes,
Miga Kaurismäki. It's very interesting.
It was one year before.
It's very interesting for me because it's often said that Arvotamat was the beginning of a completely new era in Finnish cinema, where you basically started this sort of nihilistic black humor kind of thing that has become a trademark. How did you end up with doing films with Kaurismägi brothers?
The first thing that 1 year before that we made the rock documentary of the 3 bands and the tour. It was a feature-length film, and we had 4 operators there. And when it was done, they wanted to contact me because they said I had the best pictures to make Arvotamat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how did it feel back then? Did you understand that you are doing something completely new? Because for this, I don't know much about the 70s in Finnish cinema, I have to say. End of the 60s, yes, but then there was like a sort of new coming with their films.
That's true. And but it was beginning for Finnish film, a new wave, kind of. And I made post-production in Stockholm, and I saw Wim Wenders' Paris, Texas there, and I was, wow, this is the way we go. It was also a new way.
Mm-hmm. Regarding your work as a cinematographer, how much does Aki or did Aki give you directions for this film? In what way you have to shoot, for example?
Well, Aki is quite precise where the camera is. And what is the lens, and if we have traveling or whatever. But about lighting, he doesn't know anything. So that's all my business.
And for example, actors, because it's become very much his style. Like he's a big fan of Robert Bresson, and he's sort of doing the same thing that actors have to be, basically like props. How was it for you to?
For me, it's the same. You know, Aki directs the actors. I can't do anything for that. And but that's true. He's a big fan of Bresson.
But what about the colors? Because also his films have very distinct color scheme, I would say, recognizable. This is more like you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But on this film it wasn't not so much, but then it became more and more. So we make together the set designing and the colors of the backgrounds and the wardrobe and everything. Usually we make together and choose the colors.
Do you also have a set designer involved?
Well, actually it's Aki. But of course we have the professional people to take care of that.
For me it was also very endearing to see here the Helsinki in the beginning of the 80s.
Yeah.
How was the filming process in the city?
Well, on that time it was very easy. We could shoot wherever without any paying. Nowadays it's more difficult. But yeah, Helsinki has been changed a lot. But I was looking here because we had only 200 as a film, so it's not very fast and it's very dark and.
But still, you can tell the colors. You had in some scenes really great these Godard style primary colors. You had the blue suit with the red car and the yellow car.
Yes, that's still like that. Yeah.
Have you done all of Aki's films in the beginning?
Yeah, I shot all the feature films except one that he made for the television, and I couldn't do it because in television it's on DP.
But also it has been a really long journey, and he's a productive guy. So how has it been for you? How has it changed at all? Because the last film that we have a chance to see in November, now we found out, it's also kind of return to that time, I think. So how has the process been? Has it changed much? Or?
Not much, but it has been more accurate. Like the last film, when I read the script, because Aki is very good telling in the script the things between the lines also. So the actors there are no notes for the actors or for me, but you can read it between the lines. And I read the script and I said right away, this is a great movie, this is good. And that's what it became. And it was very easy to make also, because the script was so ready.
Of course, he himself has said about it that it's the worst film that he has ever done.
This one?
No, the last one.
Wow. For me, it's the best so far.
With
so
him,
far.
you can never tell what he's really thinking. Also.
Yeah. I don't know which one is the best, because, the time takes. I'm sometimes thinking, oh, this is the best one, this is the best one, but you can't say it. Usually it takes some 4 years that when I see it again, then I can say that if it's good or bad, because I'm so in that movie.
Are there some then that you do not like?
No.
He has some films also he's done both color and black and white.
Yeah.
Is there a difference for you?
No, because I love black and white. When we made this Juha, as you know, and Aki said that he wanted to make this, it was not Aki's, it's from the Finnish writer, the book called The Story. And I have read that story. And he said he wanted to make a film of this one. Then I was thinking a little bit, and I called to him 15 minutes later or something. Yeah, that's a good idea, but let's make it black and white. Yeah, and good thinking. And then closed the telephone. And then 15 minutes after, okay, Timo, let's make it black and white, but let's make it also mute.
Exactly, it's a silent film. So he proposed black and white, and he
I proposed
black and white, and he proposed mute. Yeah.
I love black and white. The process is much more expressive to make the pictures with the black and white, and color is so close to the realism. So.
And it was also in Juha a good chance to put the French guy in the lead who didn't know any Finnish. Any questions? Use your chance now. Please.
Yes, I have a question for the first scene in this movie where they are in this butcher shop,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
So, how was it to make? Did the actors have some training? How was it organized them to act the way with the meat and in this?
Well,
how the scene was organized?
That's normal. Usually, of course, all the extras, they are the real ones, except the main characters. and of course they went before the shooting. They got the training from the professionals, and then I make the light for the thing, and then we just shot it. That's it.
I was wondering also when you read the script for this, it's an amazing film version, I think, because it removes the main thing, the main idea of Dostoevsky's book, which is the guilt of Raskolnikov. The whole thing is about guilt. This man is not, I mean, he doesn't feel guilty. He gives himself up for totally different reasons, I think. And how did it also mean something to you when you read it?
No, but he says in the movie that who feels himself guilty, he is guilty. And that's why he went to the jail. That's why he confessed.
Yeah, it's maybe. Maybe only in the end, but I felt that maybe it's also just because it felt like the right way to do, but he said that the guy had to die, and he didn't feel much for that.
Yeah, but that's the same in Dostoevsky's book, when he kills with the axe somebody, so no reason, just kill. But here was even the reason, because of the girlfriend was dead.
Do you remember your favorite scene from all Aki movies that you shot? Like your favorite scene?
You mean visually or what?
What?
You mean visually? Or what is the favorite by the cinema?
No, like the shot you made for Aki's movies.
I made them all, but...
Yeah, but which one is your favorite?
Visually, let's say, yes.
Yeah, visually is a bit thin thing, but... I don't remember especially anything, that kind of things that I could say. This scene is the...
What film have you been most happy with in your own work?
Well, Le Havre, I was very happy of that. And now the last one, The Fallen Leaves. I'm very happy of that, because it's not only my work, it's the film itself. So I could be a part of that.
I agree.
Timo,
you said Kaurismäki is very precise with the shots, but is it all like very planned out beforehand, or is there also like some improvisation on the location, figuring things out, or has that changed over the years? Like how much is planned before?
Yeah, we don't make any plan before for the shooting. Once we made, but then we gave it up. And usually it's so that we go to the locations and Aki talks a little bit with actors, and they go out, and then I start to make the lighting, and I ask what is going to happen here. And Aki says that is there, and this is here, and the camera angles. So I know for the lighting that's important, otherwise I have to jump all the time. And that's it, and because we made so many films together, we know exactly how it goes. So we don't have to even talk about it. We know that we make the master shots, close-ups, medium shots, travelings. But we don't make before any plans.
So you said that he's very precise about where the camera has to stand, but he decides on the spot. Or maybe he has it in his head.
No, he's very precise of the angles of the camera, the lens of the camera, and if there's a movement, he's precise with that. And I think it comes from the cinema history, Bresson, and this and that.
Could you maybe talk a bit more about why you like black and white so much better? You said it's more real almost, but isn't decent cinema. This movie we saw, no special effects, very real theme.
Yeah, for me it's like I can compare it to if you read a very good book, you have your impression, you make your impression of what's happening and how it looks in a way. And when you see a movie made of that, afterwards you don't like the movie, it's not so good. And when you go black and white, you have more space to imagine the surrounding and the feelings, because that's why it's very interesting for me. And also the lighting for the black and white is so much different, because you can make it very expressive, very hard lights, and not natural lights. In color you have to always soften everything so that it looks natural. Yeah.
Thank you.
With color, do you also notice that if the colors change in time or not?
Not really, no.
We come
The color palette has been quite the same. We usually use the gray or bluish gray or turquoise background, because that's very good for the skin tones. When you light the skins and the actors, so by color perspective, it comes out from the background.
And often also you use only very plain one color backgrounds.
Yeah, it's Aki.
Because we come from the Soviet school of filmmaking, where you never know what the colors are going to be and end up like.
Okay.
So it's always the race with time.
Yeah, but nowadays it's very precise, and especially because digital post-production nowadays you can do whatever with the colors.
So in the 40 years you have worked together with Aki, have you had any large disagreements? I mean, like creative disagreements on any of the movies?
No.
Never?
No, nothing, no.
Oh yeah, this is the reason why you have worked together 40 years, I guess.
Yeah, Aki trusts me, and we grew up together. So.
Okay, so
no disagreement, nothing, never.
So yeah, Aki is lucky, I guess, in that sense.
And me too.
You mentioned that still all Aki Kaurismägi's films have been shot on film,
yes.
35.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Has there ever been sort of moment of temptation to go digital for some reason?
No, Aki doesn't go, and I agree. I don't mind. I can shoot the film or digital exactly the same. Even nowadays when I shoot digital some movies, so I had exactly the same methods than on the film. I measure the lights and colors and everything exactly the same ASA rate of the film, and then we just transfer it to the digital.
In your filmography, you can also see that you have made 2 or more films for Lisandro Alonso.
Yeah.
How did that? Kas üldse midagi on olnud kuulda? How did that come together? Because she's also a very good filmmaker.
Yeah, it's Lisandro. Lisandro met Aki in some festivals, and he likes all Aki's movies and this and that. And he was asking, can I use your DP? Is it possible? And Aki gave the contact and we met. And it was very nice to make with Lisandro. He's a talented guy and very special guy.
Very talented, yes.
Yeah.
Was it different, the process?
Of course, it's different, very different.
Which way?
But which way? Because he doesn't use the classic storytelling. Of course, I take care of. When Lisandro is shooting, I tell where the camera is and what we are doing. just because he doesn't have that much experience of the cinema making.
seal vist oli küsimus.
Especially during the beginning, I felt the camera was a whole character. The point of view that we were presented was of some person standing external to all the narrative. So the question is that how conscious is these decisions to tell the story through the picture, and does it develop naturally, or do you have some special tricks and tips to implement while filming?
If you think it's somebody's point of view, then I would say that it's a point of view of the audience to manipulate the thing. And maybe it sometimes feels that it's telling the story by film is to show the movements by the feelings, like the traveling to close up or traveling this way or whatever. But that's I don't know how to say it, but it's that's very, in this film it's very classic storytelling, the picture.
Do you remember, was making this film, was there something especially complicating or difficult for you that you remember that you have to overcome?
Not especially anything, but on that time we had low budget and you need a lot of light on that time to lighting the small rooms and a lot of night shots, and you can see that it's not very good. It's a bit harsh, but nothing special. It's always you have some problems when you make the films.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, thank you for the very nicely shot movie. And I even don't understand you said you're a bit ashamed of it. But what I wanted to ask is that in Aki Kaurismäki movies, people talk very little, and sometimes even not at all. And even if they talk, there are long pauses between the sentences. And I was curious, how is it with the crew on the set? Do you talk a lot, or do you have long pauses? And you said you've been growing together. What has that growing meant? Do you talk less, or do you talk more these days?
No, there is not much talking. But in the music, somebody said that the pause can be more interesting than the music. So pauses also has a meaning. You don't have to talk a lot all the time like in Woody Allen's movies. If you have a pause and you show something, so the audience is not stupid, they understand.
Do you as a DP, the director, how do you communicate without words more or with words? I mean, if you
No, we don't have to communicate very much. It's just let's make a track here and the actor is there and we shoot like that. And then we do it.
It's still intriguing that with 35 you have no way to check what you filmed. You watch the rushes, I think. But do you do a lot of shots or not? A lot of takes?
No, nowadays we make about two takes.
Double that you used to do.
Usually the first is the best one, but Aki once just been say if there is some scratch or something, let's make another shot. But sometimes, of course, if there is some problem, we have to take maybe 3.
Oh my God.
So
jah ,
how many times do you rehearse the scene then? Because
With-
two is
no.
not a lot. It's very
No, we don't rehearse on the shoot.
So it's like
No, Aki don't want to bother the actors, you know.
yeah.
He want to be them fresh and
What about storyboards? Do you use storyboards?
no, we don't.
Not.
No,
I guess.
no. Aki's scripts are so good that it's like a storyboard.
So
Yeah.
everything we learned in school is basically just kidding.
Okay.
but are like in the script, are there also instructions to you already, the camera, or?
No, you can read it through the between the lines. It is.
Of course.
He's very good writer on the script. I think he should publish them all. They are very good. Except once, but that's a joke. There is, I think it was in Hamlet, yes, that the camera follows the actor and knocks the door, and the lady opens the door, and the man goes inside and closes the camera, the door, and he says, and the camera follows until the door close the door in front of the camera's nose.
I would actually ask you about communication. I would actually even go further that I think that the Kaurismägi films and the style of filmmaking has very much influenced the way how we perceive the Finnish now. That the stereotypical Finnish no talking serious, this actually largely comes from their movies, I think.
Okay, I understand.
Because now they are so much plagiarized in
Yeah.
advertising, in
Yeah.
the movies, it's the same style.
You mentioned at the beginning that you were maybe a bit ashamed or something about this old movie. So do you have any like specific example of like one shot that you were like that? If I could go back and light it differently or do it differently in this movie?
Well, almost all the shots I make different.
Palun keegi oli peal.
At what point you have realized that you have done a great movie and you have became world famous, that you are like a big artist? What was the moment?
I don't feel me a big artist, but this Fallen Leaves last movie, I'm really happy and proud of that.
Against Agi's wishes, he keeps winning all the awards now with this film. So he's doing well.
He doesn't care about the awards.
In all those years, have you written any movies yourself, or have you thought about writing a movie?
I wrote one script, but that's it.
Directed too, or?
No, I never made. I'm very bad on asking the producers and this and that to go on with that. You have to be a kind of producer, businessman, even if you're a director.
Well, as you said, you made all those movies together and you don't need to communicate too much with them on the set, but do you spend, as it's going to be Aki Kaurismäki's retrospective, I just wanted to ask, do you spend your time together sometimes with Aki also outside the shooting or making movies?
Yes, we are friends, so we are going to meet also outside the movies, of course. But the main thing usually happens when we go location hunting. We see all the locations, we are planning the colors and what's happening, and is this good style for the movie, this location. That's usually the most and what we are doing. And then when we start shooting, it's more mechanical for both of us.
With the locations, has there been anything that you wanted but couldn't use?
So far I don't remember anything. in Le Havre we were, because Aki was looking all over the Spain where to shoot the Le Havre. And Aki was driving the car and looking, and I took the Google map and was checking out all the places from the Google map. And I found this Le Havre, and I found this big contrast with the modern harbor, and then the settlement where they live. So, and that was a good contrast for the people and big thing. And Aki said, okay, let's shoot there.
So Le Havre was shot in Spain?
No, this was in France, Le Havre.
Yeah, I mean, you also shot it in Le Havre, in France.
Yes. And Aki liked the architecture, the Perret architecture.
Good.
When is the choice of the band that is shown in the film made? Is it in the script already?
I don't know, Aki makes that all himself, you know, he's thinking all the bands and the music, so that is going to happen. I don't have anything to do with that. Aki just brings the band in and let's shoot.
Niisiis, kas veel on küsimusi?
But color correction, is that on you, or does Aki also come to the room with you when you're doing the color correction for the film?
No, I make it all myself. And when I say it's ready, Aki go and see, and if he has something to correct, then he says, okay, let's correct this and this. But I make it always. But I try to make it already very ready on the set. I like that make it as ready as possible, so that in editing process it's already good. Not like nowadays digital, you can shoot whatever and then you decide in the post-production how it's going to look. I don't like that.
Are you already hunting for new locations for the next one?
I don't know if there's going to be any next one.
Is always the case, or has he said specifically
Well,
something?
he said it many times before, but so let's see. Next year, a couple of years, what's happening.
Well, in that case, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.